He's the head coach of the Chicago Bears, 1-0, getting set to take on the Texans on Sunday Night Football after a season-opening win against the Tennessee Titans. Matt Eberflus. How are you, Coach? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. Great to see you, too.
Good to see you, man. So, hey, you're calling the defensive plays. Boom. Pick six. Look at you. Just like the way you drew it up, right, Matt? Isn't that the way it works?
Well, it always goes back to the players. They
Nice.
did a nice job executing, and it was fun to see those guys score that touchdown.
I bet it was, certainly, since it really put a capper to a day that featured a lot of offensive struggles. So let's start with that. How'd your quarterback come out of this game, Matt?
Yeah, I thought, we always meet on Mondays after the game, and I thought his flow and his operation was good. I thought his disposition, body language, all the way through it. Again, so he didn't have the day that he wanted, but all those things were good. The communication was good on the field, on the sideline, during halftime, making the adjustments. And, I thought he did some really good things, in the 4-minute drive at the end. Made some really cool completions during the course of the game. And again, I know he wants to play better, and he's going to do that this week. But, again, it's a learning process for these young quarterbacks.
Yeah, I love that you say disposition and body language, because that's what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like it's so rare to see a rookie quarterback, despite how successful Caleb Williams has been in his life, to see that guy just come in the National Football League like nothing's changed, right? And so body language and all of that is very important. So were you keeping an eye on that during game one, Matt?
We always talk about it. Him and I talk about it all the time, that, there'll be a couple of people they look to. One will be the quarterback, the other will be the head coach, and how we respond to adversity. Because you're going to have adversity during the course of a game and during the course of a season. And how we respond to it is everything. We got to respond to it the right way with a can-do attitude. Find the adjustments, find the things that we need to do better, and keep improving, and understand, hey, the game's not over till it's over. We're always going to be fighting till the very last end, and he did that on Sunday.
So what did you see reviewing film, or anybody else in your staff reviewing film of Caleb, see that the Titans were effective in doing something that you think could be a quick fix, Coach?
Yeah, I would just say really it's just about going through the reads and going through the adjustments, based on the coverage contours that you're looking at. And again, we're going to keep improving on those things. And really, I talked about after the game about the rhythm and timing with the receivers. That's going to continue to build as we build upon these games, the continuity piece with the receivers, and the quarterback. And that's going to happen naturally. And we got to really do a good job of fostering that during the course of practice.
So when did Caleb Williams have you? Was it at Hello? I mean, when did you see him or start turning the page to knowing you had the first overall pick to saying that's the guy, Coach?
Yeah, I had a visit with him for about an hour and 20 minutes at the USC Pro Day the day before the Pro Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we just walked through his journey, as a young man, as a football player, him and his family. And that's really where I got a chance to really know him as a person, and really see the passion and the love he has for the game of football. And you got a chance to see all his teammates that were there supporting him and around him for those couple of days that we were there. And you could see he's got an infectious spirit in terms of bringing guys together. We like to call it multiplier. He's a 1 + 1 = 3 guy, and you could feel that right there during that USC visit. And that's kind of where he had me.
And so, at any moment in it, I mean, like a specific moment, because I imagine you didn't have too many doubts going into that conversation, though, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say one moment. I would just see, the love and support he had from his teammates and the way he supported them. That kind of was really cool to see, and that's kind of what you need from that position. You got to be able to bring guys together, and he's got a really good personality, easy to talk with. And he fits right into our football team.
Is it true you were taking moments out of your top 30 visit with him, since you were the only ones he had, because he didn't take any others? And it was
that is a fault. That's false. I was in my top 30 visits, and I do believe that we spent a lot of time with him when he was on this top 30 visit, no question. And but he's left a great impression with everybody in the building.
But I mean, just when you had a top 30 visit with him to start going through your playbook with him is what I was alluding to right there.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Yeah, we took every opportunity to start teaching the offense to him, and he did a great job also in the summer. When he was away for a few weeks, leveling up and really learning the offense, and he came back in, a few levels up when he left in the spring and had a really good training camp. And again, we're just going to keep building on these, learning from these, experiences and exposures that he had. This was his first real in-game exposure, and we're going to learn from it and grow and keep improving.
And how is Rome Odunze? What can you tell me about his knee right now, Coach?
Yeah, so he had an MRI, and he has MCL sprain, and it's a day-to-day deal. So we'll see where he is tomorrow on Wednesday, and that's what's going on there. And then again, we'll reassess it as we go, like it's day-to-day. And again, I know he's a super tough guy, and he has his range of motion and has all those types of things that go along with that. But again, that has some pain to it. But we'll see where it goes.
No, and I understand, coaches talking about injuries is the last thing you want to talk about. But it's possible we do see him on Sunday night, is what you're saying.
Yes,
okay.
Right now, we'll assess it as we go.
Yeah, as we're discussing. Matt Eberflus, the head coach of the Chicago Bears. How'd you like calling the defensive plays, Matt? How'd you like that?
I've always enjoyed that. I enjoy the preparation of that. I enjoy the in-game adjustments that you have to make. I've always enjoyed that. The last 48-hour preparation that you do, the sequencing of plays and how you're going to call things, and then adjusting during the game. So that's enjoyable for me, and we'll continue to do it.
How do you then still remain focused on what's going on with the offense, even though Coach Waldron is handling that? But how do you, as the HC, handle this full plate now? How do you do that?
I think it's really good. I have an excellent defensive staff. Eric Washington is our defensive coordinator, and the rest of those guys have been with me for years, so they understand how we operate and the adjustments that we need to make. So it's pretty easy, in terms of that, the in-game adjustments, halftime adjustments that you're making. And then I'm just over with the offense the entire time, managing the game, managing the timeouts, managing the challenges, the margins in terms of when we're going for fourth downs in the quad zone, and relaying those to Shane, on first or second down. So he's getting prepared for those types of go for it situations. So yeah, it's been relatively easy. I've been doing that for 3 years now, so it's pretty good.
And you making sure everybody's lined up on sides offensively, because my goodness, and we're seeing these the emphasis of flags in the first week of the season, talking about who's covering up who and who's lined up properly at the guard position. What do you think about that emphasis change and how it played out in week number 1, Coach?
Yeah, I talked to NFL sent a tape to us, and we showed it to the players, in terms of the offensive tackles, breaking the waist, of the center, and our guys do a really good job with that. And then, the motions with the receivers, making sure they're not shaving towards the line of scrimmage. And, we made a point of emphasis on Friday, and we did a solid job of that during the course of the game. But again, those things the rules are in place for a reason. I think the NFL officials do an excellent job enforcing those rules and communicating them to us. And again, there's always going to be some point of emphasis. Obviously the hip drop tackle was one of them last spring, and we haven't seen a bunch of that so far, and that's out of the game. And I really agree with that rule, because, it is a dangerous tackle, but there's always going to be a point of emphasis from the NFL.
Well, and the dynamic kickoff, it seems like a third of the kicks got returned, and the average line of scrimmage for offensive setups was just shy of the 30-yard line. And you're again a defensive-minded coach. Obviously, you're a head coach, but it seems like a lot of your colleagues and maybe yourself are like, well, I'll just defend 70 yards. Is that your approach to the dynamic kickoff, Coach?
I think it really depends on who's returning the kick. You certainly would have a hard time kicking to Devin Hester. You would definitely kick that out.
Right.
But for sure, we had some good covers last week. We got him inside the 25 a couple times, and had some really good tackles, which we can create some takeaways during that time. So we actually like kick and cover. But again, I think it depends on who we're playing against, and we'll be able to adjust that every single week.
Matt Eberflus, head coach of the Chicago Bears here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, I've held off long enough. I've got a very important question for you, Coach, and you need to help me. If you don't mind, I'll use your very important time for this sort of thing. I've got a split screen here, and I'd like to have some help. I know that's Ryan Gosling on the left. Who's that on the right on your screen, Coach? I don't understand. What do you think?
That's Rich Eisen right there.
Now, I came back from the combine, okay? I came back from the combine and told this story, and the guys here in my studio did not believe me that somebody at a dinner that I was at in Indianapolis at the combine came up to the table and asked somebody at the table if me was either Rich Eisen or Ryan Gosling.
Why would we believe that?
And
I still don't believe that.
Who was sitting next to me directly to my left at this dinner? Who was that?
I was.
That's correct. So you can attest this actually happened, correct?
Yes, 100% true. That is 100%
Like,
true.
Coach, how?
Coach, can I ask how many bottles of red were flowing that night?
We were only a couple bottles in, so we were still okay. We had 8 people at the table, so we only had a glass or so.
That's right.
Okay.
We were fine. I mean, this is a working environment for all of us, TJ. How dare you?
Well, I know it's a celebration.
Come
you're
on.
getting together, you're hanging out,
No, but do you have a question for Coach Chris? Because clearly, this happened. You understand what I'm saying? This happened.
Like, how thick were the glasses on the person that asked? You know what I mean?
Coach.
But he was of sound mind. He was
Okay.
of sound.
Okay.
He directly asked the question. True.
We dined out on that, man, for the rest of the night, figuratively. That was, dude, that was great. I'm glad we finally got you on here to confirm this, because my guys.
In defense of everybody else, Rich, we did ask him why in the heck would he ask that question.
Thank you. At least somebody did.
right?
Oh, my gosh. All right. Now, here's another one for you. Help me out with this split screen. I know the guy on the left is Matt Eberflus. Who is the guy on the right? Who's that
Same
guy?
guy. It's the same guy right there. Looks like about 5 years younger or 6 years younger, maybe.
Dude, with the salt and pepper, too? You look younger on the right. What is happening, Coach?
Yeah. I don't know. It's amazing that you grow some facial hair, and it's a big deal. But for me, it's a really good convenience. I don't have to shave every day.
Well, I'm with you on that. It's the up here where, obviously we're going our separate ways. When do we decide to pomade, or what do we got? What you got some sort of again, this is the sort of thing I haven't done in 20 years, so I'm curious. What are you putting in there? What's the fashion tip for you, Matt? What are you doing?
It's not a lot. I used to put more in it when I was younger, and I don't put anything in it now. So just kind of leave it be, and a little bit of.
Come on.
That's it.
Leave it be. You don't wake up like that, do you? Look at this. Look at you. Come on. Really?
My man's ready for business.
Wakes up on the glow up.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's convenient for me.
Okay. Is it the missus gives a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up?
Oh yeah, it's Kelly all the way. So that's she's happy with it, so I'm happy. That's fine.
Okay. Well, you've inspired us because again, the guy on the left, the guy on the right being the same guy, which is great. It's why you're successful. It's why you are who you are. You have inspired us. We have named our Rich Eisen Show fantasy team Layers of Eberflus. That's it right there, with a very Chicago theme of Ferris Bueller. And there you are in the Museum of Art there, Coach. What do you think? What do you think?
That's Smithsonian, I think, maybe.
That's
Yes. Oh.
Yes, sir. And you'd be happy to know, even though obviously you probably don't care. Like you, we are 1-0.
1-0.
We're 1-0. Layers of Eberflus is one. And Paul Rudd chose the name as well. The actor came on the show, chose Layers of Eberflus. So you got that going for you, Coach.
Start a trend.
There you go. Coach, really appreciate the time. Best of luck Sunday night. We look forward to seeing you there on NBC against the Texans. That is a significant opponent for you to try out your new quarterback on the road. And I imagine, just one last question for you. What are you talking to him about That's a loud place, man. That Houston is a very loud dome. What do you talk with Caleb about prior to this game Sunday night?
Yeah, just have really good operation. Obviously, you're going to have to deal with the noise, so we'll be preparing for that all week. And just do a really good job of playing point guard. Distribute the ball to our skill, and let's get after it. So to me, it's going to be a great challenge for our football team. We all have to play well around Caleb, offense, of line, skill, special teams, and defense. And if we do that, we'll have a chance.
Coach, thanks for the time, man. It's really great to see you, and I appreciate you coming on this program, having some fun, and confirming for my guys that they could not believe this story. It did happen. Thank you. Confirmed. That is Matt Eberflus right here on the Ryan Gosling Show.
Oh, wow.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.